I was part of a musical family. Everyone played guitar, but no one really was a musician. So I didn't have any inspiration or incentive to go farther with that until maybe about 8th, 9th grade, where I was at a friend's house and he was playing guitar. I was like, oh, that's cool. I want to try doing that. And I went home. My brother had a guitar behind the couch. I pulled it out. The thing was probably in the worst tuning you've ever heard a guitar. And then I just started wailing away, and then, you know, as the years progressed and started making my own sounds and being kind of quasi-antisocial, just locking myself in my room and figuring out my way of doing things. I was always really influenced by music or guitar players that just had a lot of feel to them, had like a lot of energy. I wasn't a fan of overtly technical things where people just ripping away on guitars. I was like, okay, that's cool, but it's not really making me feel anything. Then when I went to music school, I was told, this is what music is. This is how you're supposed to create it. There's one way. But then coming out of music school, I started to realize that that had done me damage, and I wasn't really able to create art anymore so much as a beautiful technical exercise. And so I started kind of going back to where I was when I was a little younger, and hanging up Christmas lights in my studio and climbing up on my roof to look at the mountains, and you know, getting really into making tea and woodworking and all these kind of little things that in and of themselves aren't very musical, but are very fulfilling for me as a person, that then takes me to a place where, you know, I can sit down with a pencil and a notebook and you know, and take my life experiences and turn them into something that's actually relatable to people. Or I can take someone's song that I'm producing or playing guitar for and take it to another place, because I can get where they are emotionally, or where I can get where they are as a person. The first Neunaber pedal I bought was just a mono wet. So I just plugged it in, cranked it up all the way, and just hit one note, and it just sang. And that just had me hooked, and I've used Neunaber stuff ever since. It was just such a good sound that I could use it for anything, and it just depended like how I was playing with my hands and, you know, what I was putting before it. It didn't really tie itself to one genre, and yet it worked flawlessly with everything. And that's what was really inspirational to me. I didn't have to worry about it. As much as I love at times to be able to like really go in there and tweak every little detail of a thing, the Neunaber, specifically the wet, could get as big as I wanted it to be, or as subtle and tucked as I wanted it to be. And I used the mono wet for about 3 years. When Neunaber came out with the Seraphim, the fact that it was like the same pedal I had, but then when I held down the switch for half a second, it would add this just wonderful shimmer, which I'd kind of been against. A couple of my friends had bought pedals that had shimmers, and I just thought it was like a little too much. It was kind of gimmicky almost. And I just fell in love with like the new subtleties that the Seraphim brought out in my playing, where I can, you know, tweak how it reacts just by me playing differently. And that's made me so much more of a subtle and intricate player, and that I don't just kind of like blitzkrieg through, you know, through a recording or a performance. I really try and get into the subtleties of it, and that's really helped me grow as a musician and as a, you know, guitarist and producer, because it's made me think a lot more about what I'm saying and how I can say it in a simpler way, because it almost does the work for me, where I don't have to, you know, care about every last little detail at the end of the process after I've played my notes, you know. I really enjoy how easy it is, and how much I can just kind of give myself away to the creative process and to just whatever moment I'm playing in or writing in. I don't have to, you know, take myself out of the creative element and think, you know, okay, I'm thinking about these lyrics, or here I'm thinking about this song, but oh, I need to fix my reverb pedal, and oh, that trail there was weird, or that trail didn't work, which I think is what Neunaber has really been able to do and influence with not only my guitar playing, but my producing, my scoring. All the things that I do musically have been, I think, influenced by that, just that ease and simplicity that it's brought to my workflow.